Hi, this is Matt Stone of 180 Degree Health, and we're doing a basic saute today. Now, this may not seem like rocket science, but I know a lot of people, they don't get into eating vegetables, or they're not happy with their home cooking. Learning this very simple fundamental is very, very powerful. So we're going to do, basically what I consider to be the ideal or the perfect saute, and that entails getting that zucchini, which is out of my garden. I'm cooking up a bunch of that because I'm about to leave town for a week and want to get that eaten up. But yeah, it entails getting it nice and dark, really well caramelized, nice and soft, well seasoned. All these things can make vegetables like a boring old zucchini taste really, really good. You need plenty of fat. I'm starting out, that's about 3 tablespoons of butter. And yes, that definitely helps in making the vegetables more appealing. But I'm not super into eating massive, ridiculous quantities of vegetables, but there's no doubt that they're very vitamin and mineral dense on a per calorie basis, and most people could use a lot more vitamins and minerals. Very simple. We all know this. Okay, so that's getting, you want to make sure the pan is really hot. As you can see, pretty toasty. I've had it on a couple minutes before I started filming. It's on totally high heat, as I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to add the zucchini. Now, you don't want to crowd the pan. This is about the absolute maximum amount of zucchini I would add to the pan at this point. And you don't want to start stirring it and shaking it around, or it'll release all of the moisture in that zucchini and it'll sort of boil in the pan. So we got a nice layer just like that. And we're not going to touch it. We're not going to touch it at all until that bottom side is really, really nice and brown. You can see the heat there. We've got all the way on high, and we're going to let that ride. Like I said, don't touch it at all until you got a nice brown layer on the bottom. Okay, so be patient with this. And I mean patient. I just watered a house plant while this is going on and restocked the toilet paper in the bathroom. Yes, I've been letting it go. This hardly touched it since we were just here, maybe 6-7 minutes. And you can see now that I'm flipping it, I got some nice brown color. And now I'm going to let it sit and ride a little bit more to get even more brown color. You want this all nice and soft and brown and caramelized, the little crispy crust on the outside of as many of those little zucchini chunks as possible. And I'm going to add, I cut some more onions up. I'm going to add those in a couple minutes. So, alright, it's still going. I'm going to toss it around. I'm going to keep cooking it and cooking it and cooking it till it's nice and brown. I am going to add the onions now. Onions will cook up a little faster than the zucchini. Plus, I didn't want to crowd the pan, because if you do, it's virtually impossible to get that zucchini nice and brown. At this point, with the heat still on high, it's going to continue to get brown and fry up in lots of that fat. But you can see there's plenty of fat. It's not cooking on dry heat. It's got plenty of fat in there. You can see it sizzling. That is really essential to a proper saute, making sure that you have plenty of grease in there. Alright, we're getting close to the finished product here. You can see it's just shrunk in the pan. A lot of that water content in there is evaporated. All those tough, plant fibers have been broken down by the heat, which makes them a lot more palatable. Okay, I'm just going to sprinkle it with some salt. I'm out of money spice, or money spice would be just fine. For a little hot spice, I got some very hot serrano peppers going in there. And, if you think, oh, I don't really like vegetables, or you're finding that your kids don't like vegetables, it has nothing to do with the vegetable. You can always make vegetables taste good no matter what they are. This zucchini is one of my least favorite vegetables on the planet. Eggplant would probably be my least favorite. But again, cooked correctly, you know, when I sit down and eat this, I'm going to have trouble getting it in my mouth fast enough. You know, this is going to be really tasty, even though it's probably my least favorite vegetable. You know, and you might think, oh, cauliflower, ew, I hate cauliflower. You cook cauliflower up just like this, get it nice and browned, and it'll be your new favorite vegetable. The rules of the game change when you cook things properly, and I know this very simple technique will pay a lot of dividends to you guys who go out and practice it. Same with meats as well. You know, get it nice and brown. Be patient with it. Make sure there's plenty of fat in the pan to get it a nice sear. Anyways, that's some good old-fashioned sauteing for you today. Thanks again. This is Matt Stone of 100.